Okay, guys, so I'm gonna make a vegan chili tonight, but I'm just gonna do a quick grocery haul of everything that I bought today. I got some organic broth vegetable broth, basically 100% natural. I got some Hunt's crushed tomatoes, some tomato paste. I also got some diced tomatoes and green chilies, rotel, some black beans, red kidney beans. I got this. I've never tried it. My first time trying it today. Better than Bullion seasoned vegetable base. It says that it has made with garden carrots, celery, onions, and tomatoes. So interested to try that. Also, today is the first day that we're going to be giving our baby boy some actual foods to try. So limited options up here as far as like trying to find things that are 100% here, just what it's supposed to be. But I did look up and find some. I did get some rice cereal and some oatmeal for him to try. And then also I got these organic apple pouches. It's the First Foods. So it's for, it says right here, supported sitters, which he is in that category. And then I also have some Beech Nut Naturals, just carrots. And so we'll try that out. And then also some Beech Nut Naturals, just sweet potatoes. And these are also first foods right here for stage 1. I think we're gonna try the sweet potatoes out tonight, so I'll be sure to record that and get his reaction. Also, we got some garlic. These I've already had before. Some scallions, some onions, a sweet potato, some avocado, which he will be trying tomorrow. We got some green onion, or green pepper, I should say, red pepper. I got these, some Louisiana sliced jalapeno peppers. I like jalapenos, so I think I might throw some of that in the chili. And then I also got some of these peppers. Don't know how to pronounce them right, so I'm not even gonna say it. Got some crispy fried onions. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use those or not, but I got them. And then I got some potatoes, which I just washed, and I'm gonna pop these in the oven so they can bake. And I'm gonna put the chili over the potatoes tonight for dinner. So yeah, just a quick grocery haul of everything that I bought today. And I'm going to switch over and start making the chili. All right, check back in with you guys later. Okay guys, so I'm about to start making my chili, my vegan chili. I have a green scallion right here that I'm gonna cut up. And just remember, when you're cooking, you know, things are to your preference, to your taste. If you don't like scallion, you don't have to put scallion. I just happen to like scallion, so that's something that I'm going to use in my chili today. I'm just breaking apart the scallion right now. Wait 1 second. Here we go. Alright, so I'm going to cut this up. I might not add all of this. It's more than I thought it was going to be. But I am going to go ahead and cut this and set it aside. Right now, I'm just prepping my ingredients for my chili. And if you hear some noise in the back, I am a mother and my son is watching his favorite movie right now, Sing. So that's what that noise is. If he's happy, I'm happy. And then I can make videos for you guys. So I think I'm going to stop right there. So I'd say this is about roughly, say, 2 tablespoons of chopped up scallion. And I'm going to put that off to the side. I'm not going to initially cook that right now. I'm probably just going to save it for a garnish. And then I'm going to cut up a garlic. And you don't have to have fancy tools. Just take a can, crush it, and then peel off the skin. So you can chop it up. See? Works every time. I'm just going to cut off the bottom part right here. And chop up my garlic. And like I said, remember, everything is to your preference. So if you don't like garlic, you don't have to put the garlic. I like garlic, so I'm gonna add it in there. And I'm just gonna cut it up really fine because I want the taste of the garlic, but I don't necessarily want big chunks of garlic in my chili. And I just use 1 clove of garlic. If you want to use more, you can. My goal isn't to have necessarily garlic breath, but just more so the flavor from it. So I'm just gonna chop up 1, and that's good. Just a rough fine chop, however big or small you want it, because it will cook down too as it fries up when we saute it. So I am going to put this off to the side as well. And this will go in the chili right away to cook with it. And then I already have some orange pepper, green pepper, red pepper, and yellow pepper that I used from the other day. So it was in my fridge and pre-washed. So I'm just gonna take it out of here and cut it up. All right. So I would say right here I have a half and another like a half of a green pepper left. So I'm gonna chop that up to go in there. And then I have this size of red pepper, I'd say about maybe a quarter. And then another half and then half of the orange pepper. It's probably confusing, but I'll write it all in the description box below. And I used a half of yellow pepper. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with my orange pepper. And I'm gonna go ahead and slice it, and then I'm going to turn it this way and chop it up. And remember, all of these ingredients are gonna cook down, so remember that, but also cut it into the sizes that you think you'd want to eat, you know? Don't chop it too big if you don't want big pieces, because then you're gonna have big pieces. And don't cut it too small if you want to actually bite it and have a bite, because then you won't have that. So yeah, it's just pretty much about what you like, your preferences. You know, cooking should be fun and not difficult. If you put too much into it sometimes, it just doesn't work out. I say sometimes simple is better, and always remember you can always add, but you can't take away. So if you ever feel like, you know, you didn't put something, that's fine, because you can always add it. But once you add something, you can't take it away. So that's always just a little tidbit that I like to say when I'm cooking, rule of thumb. Okay, so we diced up the orange pepper. Let's do the yellow pepper next. All right. And you guys comment below what's some vegetables that you guys like, or some different seasonings that you like when you're cooking. Now that we're a new vegan plant-based family, I love vegetables in general before this anyways, but I'm really starting to love to use all the different kinds of colors of peppers, because it just makes the food more vibrant and fun, and I don't know, it's just exciting to eat. I feel like you eat with your eyes, and if your food looks pretty and it looks good, you're gonna want to eat it. And so will your kids, you know. Nobody wants to just eat stuff that has no color and just looks like blah. I mean, I don't. If you do, then hey, whatever floats your boat. But me personally, I like to feel like my food is enjoyable and a party and just fun. I don't want to feel like it's boring, and you know, I do have to eat it, so I want to enjoy it. But yeah, that's just me. Alright guys, I'm back. I had a phone call that I had to take for an appointment. So okay, back to what we were doing. I'm just gonna cut up my last pepper, which is my green pepper. Here. It smells so good. I will not lie. When you are cooking with fresh ingredients, it just smells so awesome. You realize what you've been missing out on. And that's not to say you have to become plant-based or vegan, but it just smells good. I mean, in general, I think even if you're not vegan or plant-based, you should just cook with fresh ingredients just because Smells really good in here. All right, almost done with my peppers. And then after I cut up these peppers, I'm not sure if I'm gonna use this whole green onion. Let's see. No, okay, so, you know, as you cook, sometimes things happen and you change up what you're gonna do. So I'm just gonna say I'm gonna use in this recipe a half of a green pepper. I don't want, and you know, I got green going on already, so here we go. So let's cut up this, and then we will move on to cutting up our onion. Yay. I don't know if you guys love cutting up onions, but me personally, you know, onions make you cry, and I don't always like to cry. I don't think anybody ever likes to cry. But it is what it is, you know? You gotta cook. So sometimes tears are involved, but as long as the end product is good, that's all that matters. So here's my scallion. I just put it in a little bowl, so I'm gonna set it off to the side until I'm ready for it. I'm gonna start with one onion, and then depending on how that looks after I dice it up, I will see if I wanna add some more.
Spicy things in there because then it won't be sweet. So that's just how I like to think about it. And it tends to help. I mean, sometimes, you know, crazy things work together, but most of the time, you'll find that when you stick to what you're looking for, that works best.
So this is one whole onion you just saw me cut up. I think I'm gonna leave it at one onion. That actually looks like enough. So I'm gonna add that to my peppers. And I didn't cry this time. I mean, that's awesome. Sometimes you luck up. You just don't cry when you cut an onion. All right. So we have all of our peppers and onions cut up, and I just, oh, there go the tears. There go the tears. Quick intermission for those tears that came from that onion, and I'm back. So I have all that cut up. So now I'm going to open my can of beans, because let's be realistic here, you know, sometimes you don't have time to sit there and soak beans and boil them and cook them for hours until they reduce down and get all good and fancy. You know, I'm a new mom, so I'm looking for quick things that I can, you know, maybe some of it will be prep and some of it I can just open and throw in the pan, and you know, it's the best of both worlds. You accomplish your goal, so that's all that matters. So yeah, I'm just gonna grab a strainer right here. Let me get my can opener. I'm just gonna rinse off the top of my cans. I mean, I don't know if that does anything, but it just gives me peace of mind when I am opening up my can, if it's rinsed off. That's just me. So this is 1 can of red beans, and I'm just gonna rinse them off to get all the stuff on them off of there. Let's pull that back right there. I think I'm gonna put 2 cans of red beans because I'm just in the mood for red beans today. Yeah, we're gonna do 2 cans, you know? We're not putting meat in here, so you wanna make it feel fulfilling and you wanna feel good after you eat it. So I have my 2 cans. I'm going to start out with 2 cans of kidney beans. I was originally gonna put some black beans in there, but I'm not sure yet if I'm going to. I might just put half a can of black beans just to give it another bean. So yeah, let me get these rinsed and then I will be right back. Alright guys, so I am back. I have my 2 cans of red kidney beans that I washed. So those are ready to go. And remember, prep is the best. Once things are set out and laid out for you, then it just makes the process so much easier because you don't have to keep stopping and stuff like that when you're cooking. I mean, sometimes you may have to, but hey, if you can skip a step, then skip a step. Why not? So I decided I'm gonna go ahead and rinse off my black beans. And I'm not gonna add the whole can, I'm just gonna add about a half a can. just to give it another fun level of beaniness in there. Alright, let me wash these off. Alright. There we go. Got my black beans rinsed off. This is the whole can, but I'm not going to add them all. So just remember, if you want to add them all, that's up to you, but I just went ahead and rinsed the whole can. So I am going to open my jar of bouillon. It looks really rich. And comment below, you know, if you have a chili recipe that you really like, a plant-based chili recipe, vegan recipe, let me know. Or what's some things you like to add to your recipes that aren't meat related that I could probably use if you're not plant-based, you know, family. It's always good to get tips and tricks and help from other people, because I don't claim to know everything. So just keeping it real. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and open 1 can of my crushed hunt tomato, because what's chili without tomato? Alright, building my muscles with this old-fashioned can opener. There we go. And that's how 1 can of crushed tomatoes look. And then I'm gonna also open up my diced rotel. I'm getting so excited. I just want to eat it, but you know, it's a process. So I got that pre-opened. I have a tomato here, and I'm gonna just cut it up and throw it in there because I don't want it to go bad. Because if many of you know, produce is not cheap, especially here in Okinawa. So can't afford to waste anything if you can help it, you know. I'm just gonna slice my tomato and just slice it chunky. Alright, I'm just gonna dice it up. And it's gonna cook down, so you don't have to worry about it being all chunky in there. Just adds another level of texture, which never hurt nobody. Alright, so I got my tomatoes. Also gonna put a little tomato paste in there, just like a thickening agent to help the chili out. Alright, use a knife here to get that out. There we go. Alright, I think it is time to get this going. So what I'm gonna do is turn on my flame, and I'm gonna put it to about like medium-high heat, because I'm going to saute the veggies first. I particularly like to saute my veggies first. I just feel like it kind of brings out a flavor in them when you're cooking. So that's what I'm gonna do. So let me get that hot first. It's good to get your skillet nice and hot, I find, before you add your vegetables and stuff, because you want them to actually kind of fry and saute, not really like boil in the oil, if that makes sense. So I'm going to use some grapeseed oil. It's very good for high heat cooking, so that's nice. Or you could use whatever oil. You can use olive oil, you could use vegetable oil. It's really whatever you have on hand or what you like, that matters. I think it's hot enough. So I'm going to add a little bit of oil. I'm going to say that's about 2 teaspoons, or 2 tablespoons, I'm sorry. Let that heat up. Add these vegetables. Yes. I love to hear that sizzle. And remember, guys, little technical difficulty here. Okay. I'm gonna get this together. There we go. And remember guys, it looks like so many vegetables right now, but the reason why I'm cooking them first and sauteing them is because they are going to sweat and they're going to reduce. So even though it looks like, oh my gosh, there's so many vegetables, which it's not a bad thing. I love vegetables, but you know, maybe that you're a little intimidated by how much it looks like it is. Just always remember, it's gonna cook down and it's gonna get soft and yummy and good, and so don't worry about it. And like I said before, it's up to you. So if you maybe don't like so many vegetables, then you don't have to put as many. But yeah, there's no right or wrong. This is just my way, and I am a-okay if you want to change certain things or leave out certain things, because I want you to love it. At the end of the day, you have to eat it, your family has to eat it, so you should love it. That's what I say. I don't want to eat anything that I don't like, so I don't want you to either. But I'm assuming if you clicked on this video that you like chili, so yeah, we're gonna let this cook and get all yummy, yummy, yummy. And remember, cooking should be fun, so don't be so serious and uptight. And I say that from experience. I'm my worst critic, but I'm learning. It is what it is sometimes, and sometimes when you take the pressure off of yourself and just go with the flow, that's when your meals taste the best, honestly. Okay guys, so for the chili, I'm gonna use some black pepper, some Better Than Bullion, some cumin, onion powder, a little bit of salt, some parsley flakes, some Lari seasoned salt, some garlic powder, oregano, chili powder, of course, because it's what? Chili! Cayenne pepper for a little spice, and some smoked paprika, because I love smoked paprika. And you can't forget a little bit of thyme. So yeah, those are the seasonings that I'm using. It's real over here. That I'm using. So let's get back to this cooking. Okay guys, so it's starting to cook down and reduce. I did go ahead and off camera, and I added in the garlic because I forgot to add it in before. But luckily I was able to catch that before I got too far into my cooking. I'm just stirring it around, you know, you don't want it to burn. And we're just gonna let it cook down a little bit more. And remember, the chili is going to continue to cook as you add the other ingredients, and you have to put it on low and let it simmer. So the vegetables, the onions, the peppers, and the garlic, they don't have to necessarily be fully cooked through. You just kind of want them a little bit translucent before you add everything in, just to kind of open up the flavors in the peppers and the onion and the garlic, and get them a little toasty. So it adds just another extra bit of flavor and level to the chili. So the vegetables are looking good to me. I'm gonna go ahead and start adding in my other ingredients. So I'm gonna add the vegetable bouillon first. Ooh, it smells good. It's really good. This is how it looks. It's more of like, I don't want it to drop out, but it's liquidy. It's not like hard and stiff. Okay, so this is a half a tablespoon. I'm just gonna add 1/2 of it first. Okay. And then I'm gonna put one more. So 1 full tablespoon of vegetable Better Than Bullion. All you're gonna need, because it's very flavorful. I can tell if you smell it. Alright. Gonna mix that in with the vegetables. Oh my gosh. It is smelling amazing in here. My baby boy is doing so good, watching his movie and chilling out like a big boy, playing with his toys. Giving mommy a chance to get dinner going. Gotta appreciate it. Okay. And remember, like I said before, you can always add, but you can't take away. So if I need to add more vegetable bouillon after I taste it, then that's what I'll do. So I'm gonna add in my tomatoes, one whole tomato that I chopped because I had it on hand. Gonna mix that in. It smells so good, guys. I'm not even kidding. It's so good. And also, I do have some beef crumbles that are vegan, of course, that I'm not going to add to this because I don't particularly want it, but my husband likes it. So what I'm going to do is cook that up on the side and let him add it to his own bowl. Because like I said, you want to enjoy your food, and he enjoys that. So I'm going to give him that. But I just don't want it, so I don't want to add it to the whole pot. But, you know, for you guys out there maybe who are just transitioning just like us, and you want that meaty texture that you're used to, get your meaty texture. So this is the 1 can of rotel that I added in. And then I'm going to add in my 1 can of crushed tomato. Oh, this is looking so good, you guys. So good. Cannot wait to eat this. Make sure you get it all out. And what I like to do is save the can and put the water that I'm going to add to it in the can and then add it in. So I get all the extra tomato goodness-y. Yes, I just said goodness-y. Out of the can, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm not wasting anything. I don't have to. Oh yeah, this is looking really good. So I'm gonna also now add my 2 cans of rinsed, that I rinsed already, kidney beans. Because what's a chili without beans? I guess beanless chili. I cracked myself up. Alright, if you can't laugh at yourself, then what's life, you know? Alright. This is gonna be so good, guys. So good. Haven't even added my spices yet, and it's already looking amazing. You know what I will say, since we've become a plant-based family, I love cooking now because I can taste test my food for the most part at any moment of the cooking. It doesn't have to be fully hot, it doesn't have to be fully cooked yet, but I can taste it because there's nothing in there that I can't eat naturally anyways, without getting sick. So just a little thing, sidebar. So I'm gonna add in a half of can of my black beans, because remember earlier I said I don't want all of the can, so that's good. And I still have half in the bowl. Not playing any tricks on you guys, you know. Alright, so we're gonna stir this in. This is looking so good, guys. I wish you could smell it. But guess what? If you make it, you can. Alright. And let me know if you do make it and what you think about it, because I want to hear your honest opinion. Also, guys, I'm going to add in a little bit of frozen corn just to kind of give it a pop of sweetness. And I love corn, so why not? I'm not going to add a lot. Just going to sprinkle some in. Okay, so I'd say about a half a cup. So now we're going to add those yummy seasonings that I showed you beforehand. And, okay. When I make recipes and I follow people's recipes, I love when they have measurements. Yes, don't get me wrong. And I will use measurements in other videos when warranted. But for this chili, whenever I make chili, I kind of like to just eyeball it, because I know what I like and you're going to know what you like when it comes to flavor. As long as you have the seasonings that I showed you, you're on the right track. So it's starting to bubble up. I'm going to turn it down a little bit, because tomato likes to splash in I'm not trying to get burnt. So I'm gonna stir that again. And what I like to do as a rule of thumb for myself, I like to always sprinkle an even layer of seasoning around the whole pot. Because then when I mix it in, I know that everything is getting some of the seasoning. So I'll show you what I mean. Gonna add some black pepper, and I'm just gonna sprinkle it around the whole top. And remember, the more you add, the more spicy it will be. And remember what I said earlier, you can always add, you cannot take away. So I'm gonna add a little bit of ground cumin. Smells good. I'm just gonna sprinkle some on top like that. Like so. A little bit of onion powder, not a lot, because we already have onions in here. And then I'm gonna put some parsley flakes. The parsley is more just for fanciness. Okay, I just like how parsley looks in my food. And then I'm gonna sprinkle some seasoning salt. Remember, not a lot. And you can always taste your food, like I said before, so you can tell if you need more or you don't. Especially when you're adding in the salty seasonings, like the seasoned salt, never overdo it. Even if a recipe tells you like a half a tablespoon and you feel like I can get away with adding more, taste it first, because they probably know what they're talking about. That's why they measured it out. This is some oregano. Got some chili powder, because what chili without chili powder? It's just not chili. You thought I had some clever comeback, huh? It's like, okay, so here's some chili powder. Some small holes in this thing. How do they expect me to get it out? Okay. I'm gonna make this work. I'm gonna get an arm workout right now. Okay. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna add a little bit of cayenne. Cayenne is optional. Anything I'm using is optional if you don't like it or maybe you can't handle it. But cayenne pepper is spicy, so just remember that. And some smoked paprika, because smoked is always good. And a little bit of thyme. Okay. And now I'm going to stir it all up. And I'm gonna add some salt, some regular Morton salt. Not a lot. I just like salt because even though you use seasoning salt, a little bit of table salt just helps, I find, to bring out the flavors. I don't know why that is, but it just does. So I'm just gonna pinch. I'll do 3 pinches. And be generous, because nobody likes a stingy person. So remember that can of tomatoes that I put in here, the big one? I filled it up halfway with water. So half of the inside is filled with water, and I'm just gonna add that in. And I swirled it around so that way all the yummy tomato stuff that was left in there goes into my chili. Oh yeah, I'm getting excited. I'm getting really excited. Hey guys, my son just put himself to sleep. That's amazing. He's really the best little boy, you know? I mean, some may say I'm biased because he's my son, but he really is the best. And it's not just me or my husband that says it, or his grandparents, you know? We get compliments all the time from other people that see it too. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a taste. Try to get a little bit of everything in there. Get a bean. I want to taste it all. I'm hungry. Okay. OMG. You guys, this is so good. I'm gonna add a little bit more chili powder. Oh yeah. 10 hours later. Still adding chili powder. Okay. Stir it around. And guys, this is really a simple meal. It really is. And if you want to make it even simpler, you could always prep your ingredients that need prepping the day before, the night before, and that way they're just ready to throw in. You could even do this in a crock pot if you wanted to. I just like to do it on the stove because I kind of like the feeling of old-fashioned cooking when I can get it in, but I have nothing against crock pot cooking because I'm sure my future is filled with crock pot meals. But yeah, you can just throw everything in the crock pot and just let it go. Why not? And I will leave in the description box the recipe, and I have a pretty good idea of how to measure out what I eyeball, so I will leave down there recommended measurements. And remember, you can always add, but you can't take away. So I'm gonna give this another taste test. Added a little bit more chili powder. Remember, gotta get everything in my bite because ooh, I just burnt myself. Come on, get on my spoon. Don't be like that. Don't be selfish. Okay. That is good. That is so good. Is your food ever so good it makes you want to sing? I just did. Oh wow. Amazing. If I do say so myself. Oh wait, I just did. Yummy. Makes me wanna dance, makes me wanna dance. Okay. I just wanna eat it all right now. But patience is a virtue. No, that's wrong. Patience is a virtue. Alright, guys. So now everything is in there. Honestly, as soon as it heats up, if you want to eat it, you can. But I like to let it slow cook a little bit. I'm gonna turn it down. Got tomato juice everywhere, guys. That's the only thing about cooking with tomatoes. It splashes everywhere. So throw on the cover. Turn it down low. And I'm just gonna let it simmer for about, I'm gonna say 20 minutes, set my timer, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So, time for me to go clean up. Okay guys, so it's been 20 minutes and it's done. I turned off the heat and here goes the finished product. Tell me that doesn't look amazing. So, my potatoes are still baking. Once those finish baking, then I will go ahead and take them out and let them cool down a little bit. My husband isn't home yet, so I'm gonna wait for him to eat, but I'm gonna take them out and let them cool, and then yeah, I will show you how they look once I plate them up and show you the finished product with dinner all put together. But this is the vegan chili that I make. It is so good. And also, one thing I did forget that I left out was that I add 1 teaspoon of regular sugar, because the sugar helps to kind of cut the tomatoes and the seasonings, and it just gives it a really nice flavor, because everything is so like seasoning, like, what's the word I'm looking for, spicy and flavorful. It just kind of helps to balance it out. So yeah, I added a teaspoon of sugar, and I will be sure to leave all of the items in the recipe in the description box below, so be sure to check that out, and I hope you enjoy it. Bye. Alright guys, so this is the finished product. Let's put the chili over the potato and garnish it.